Yep, I've gone live. Just wait and see if anybody comes in, shows up. I do not know. I'm going to say hi to no one. There's no one here at home. It's just a late night here at Big Al's place. And I thought I'd just get on live stream for a while to see if anybody was out there to say hi and wonder if anybody cared. Called it Random Rantings. Hey, got a couple people showing up. Casey Scott, hello. Daniel Heron, how's it going, guys? Uh, her, Owen Lister, how you doing? Oh, this better be good. I left the key. No, this is nothing good. I just came on to random rant about whatever I felt like and to see if anybody was there. You left a key lime movie for this. What is a key lime movie? Thank you, Daniel Heron. I had no idea what it was either. I'm actually watching Jaws again for the Uber 3000th time, and I'm still loving it. I usually would be watching Big Bang Theory repeats right about now, but thanks to baseball, TBS likes to show baseball during this time. So, I was just grateful that Jaws was on. Can you guys hear me? I'm hoping. Can someone say hi? So I know that this is on. Oh, Chetly, can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure that you guys are getting the audio. Good. Oh, thank you, Casey Scott. Because sometimes I have been on here before and just started rambling. And, that should have been what I should have put, random ramblings instead of rantings, because rantings sounds like a negative. But Daniel Heron, Star Trek V, best Star Trek ever, changed my mind. If you're that set on that, the only way to change your mind is to scoop out your brain with a ice cream scooper, because there's no hope. I am as set in Star Trek V being the worst Star Trek movie ever, and I only mean of the original type Star Trek. I'm not talking about the JJ stuff. The JJ stuff could go bye bye. I enjoyed the first JJ Prize, JJ Trek, whatever you want to call it, installment. It was okay. It doesn't age well with me, but it was good when it happened. I know you were trolling me. I know you were trolling me because Star Trek V basically does it's either between Star Trek V or Star Trek the Motion Picture that most people hate. And I do use the term hate. Now, I actually really like the motion picture because it gave us something that we never had before, and that was like 5-minute beauty shot of the Starship Enterprise. Even though it was a redesigned Enterprise, I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but because I'm a purist, I would prefer the TOS Enterprise any day, anytime. How you doing, Crazy Kitty? I just like saying Crazy Kitty, you Crazy Kitty. Sounds like Crazy Kitty. So it kind of sounds like baby talk for Crazy Kitty. You're just a little crazy kitty now, aren't you? But no insult, just having fun. Yeah, like I said, I was going to come on earlier today, but I got writing a review for that voice in the stone. I kind of was stuck on a review because I was still contemplating it. And if you do want to read my review, it is on Big Ass Review-orama. Check it out when you get a chance. It's I came to the conclusion that's just not a good film. It just the story lets it down. It had good performances, great atmosphere. It looked beautiful, but it just didn't have anything. It had no meat on the bone. It had all the bones, but there's no meat on the bone, if that makes sense. Star Trek Five had a good Jerry Goldsmith score. All the Star Trek movies have great scores. I'll give it that. I mean, that's the one positive you could come away from with almost any Star Trek film is that whoever does it, it's good. It's a good score. But yeah, I remember seeing Star Trek Five, and it just beyond the just absolute terrible direction. Um, that poor William Shatner. I mean, I like Shatner. Shatner's a great guy and all, but he's just not the best director. Uh, and the Klingons just were kind of, I don't know, just not intimidating. You got to have a good Klingon, and the guy they had there just wasn't a good Klingon. The female was a good Klingon, but the guy they had playing it was not a good Klingon. Unless the Last Jedi got worse the second time I watched it. Maybe, I have not watched it again. I've only seen it the one time. When I was younger, I would devour films over and over and over again. And I still do with select films. And like I said, I got one on TV right now, is Jaws. I mean, most of we did the rewatch. Hey, Muhammad. Um, we did the rewatch with Jaws. I've watched it 5 times since we did the rewatch, at least. It is a film I could pop on at any time of that it starts and watch it. And there's a few films that I'm like that with. Twister is a film like that. I can watch Twister over and over and over again. Apollo 13 is a film like that. But I have not. Last Jedi, I do anticipate it not aging well. And since Professor Geek's not here, I troll Professor Geek a lot about Last Jedi. I know it's seriously lacking. I just don't think it was a dumpster fire like he thought. It was, smoldering. I'll say that, but I don't think Star Wars is beyond redemption. I'll say it that way. I do still want to see Episode 9 because I need the closure. You really need to get better at announcing these. Mohammed, I will give you. Oh, you know what? I haven't shared with Twitter. Thank you, Mohammed. I should have at least shared with Twitter this little thing. But you're right. I actually did not think about doing this until 5 minutes before I started. I literally was laying here playing pool on my Kindle, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream. I know the professor likes to do the late night. Fan Man likes to do. Okay, I've tweeted. Maybe a few more people will show up. I actually like the smaller audience that I have, and it's kind of cool. But you really, yeah. But yeah, Mohammed, like I said, I didn't know I was going to do this until the very last minute, and I just did it because I was watching Jaws. As much as I like Jaws, I have seen it a lot recently, and I thought, you know what? My buddies are out there floating in the ether. Let's get them on chat and see what everybody's up to. And listen, some actors could direct, Clint Eastwood, and some can't. William Shatner, oh, definitely. Clint Eastwood has been a fantastic director for a long time. And still a badass actor. God, well, I mean, Clint Eastwood. When Clint Eastwood dies, the earth should shake. It's just like that. Casey's got Last Gentleman's Burn, sent it back to the depths of hell from which it came. I do not believe that at all. I think like I said, if of all the Star Trek films, the only Star Wars, the only Star Wars film that I think is worse is Phantom Menace. And a bulk of that deals with Jar Jar and the Gungan battle with the robot army, the droid army, which I just think looked like a bad video game, a really bad video game. Um, Mohammed, you've watched Lord of the Rings 14 times this year. Hey, good choice. Lord of the Rings is my favorite movie. If I had to pick one singular story to watch on a desert island, I would take the special edition Lord of the Rings with me. That is ultimately my absolute favorite film. Uh, and I haven't watched it in a long time. I just haven't synced up to see it. And right now, I don't have any of my media hooked up. All I got's a TV with cable, and it's not even a smart TV. I do need to invest in a smart TV, but my life is a little upsy daisy, oopsie crazy, and I need a few things to kind of work out, and it might take a while, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, last minute, yeah, Chrissy, no, why no Mara Jade? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it. I haven't talked to Mara Jade in the last couple of days. I know she's busy with school and she's coaching volleyball. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I wish more. Hey, I wish Mara Jade was here too. I do. Let me send the link to all three. Mara Jade and my cohorts in crime, Fan Man and Professor. See if anybody nibbles and shows up to pop on the chat. I know a lot of you might like to hear from them. I can't see the chat right now, so uh, give me a minute here because my computer does like to take its little time to do its little thing, and so I have to go to the Facebook and go to the Messenger. And for some reason, Messenger takes its dear sweet time opening. It has a little lightning bolt for its symbol. Definitely not lightning fast when it comes to my computer. It's it's a slow some it's a slow some bitch. Sorry for that, but it can be very slow. Um, yeah, let me got the fanboys 3, which is what we call ourselves, and I will pop a link to Mara Jade to see if she wants to join. And if she doesn't, well, that's on her. Like I said, she might be busy. I don't know. Like I said, can't see you guys chatting. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to keep talking because, it's my stream. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. I've invited Mara. And now I'm inviting those other two wackadoodles. Let's see if anybody joins me in here just to chat, talk, entertain, answer questions. We'll see what happens. Okay, let me come back. I probably missed a lot of questions. Casey Scott, Star Wars is dead. I don't believe Star Wars is dead. It's dead to many people, and you know what? That's on them. If they don't want to watch it, they don't need to. Uh, I want to know. Mohammed, school is good. Oh, you're talking Daniel here about the financial side. Yeah. So you live in Canada. I thought Professor said something like that. You lived in Canada. That's man. I think it'd be cool to live up there. It sounds like it'd be nice and not hot. Because God, summertime down here, Jesus. Chrissy Kitty, well, he loved Jar Jar and still do. Well, see, we all have our issues. I wanted to like Jar Jar. They just ramped him up too far. And once they toned him down in the last ones, he was fine. But that whole thing and like catching his tongue and you know it just was silly. You're excited for Clint's newest film he's directing. It's called Richard Jewell. Haven't heard of it. I don't follow Clint as far as what movies he comes out with, because he does come out with I don't know what his last ones were, but I like Clint the actor more than the director, but I really respect his directing. I've seen him do both, and he is a fantastic director. But I love his old stuff. Uh, the Outlaw Josie Wales. Uh, that used to be my male test for if you were manly or not, as if you like the Outlaw Josie Wales. It has now changed to Tombstone, but both will do in a pinch. Let me see if I got anybody in the StreamYard. Nope, nobody's taken me up on my invitation yet. In fact, I'll stick in my StreamYard here. Um, do, 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 do. Los Harris, hello Al. Can't stay long. Got to get to the professor's game stream. What did he say when he's starting his game stream? Because he usually doesn't start stuff till after 11. That's why I came on here at this time, and I wasn't gonna be on too long. I just wanted to kind of pop in, still say hi, and just kind of chat. Um, I was thinking about just to give in my opinion about the Picard trailer that unfortunately CBS has deigned none of you ever see, which is fine. I believe if someone wants their own stuff, they're entitled to it. Picard trailer in a nutshell, I have high hopes for Picard. I think it looks good. I think seeing Will and Troy again was a great thing. I like that it seems Seven of Nine is going to have a bigger role than I anticipated, and the only thing I really was kind of wondering about is they showed a quick the quick image of him putting on a communicator badge when he was at Starfleet right after he checked in. Not before they showed the iconic one, but it was like this oval with a cutout of the Enterprise arrowhead that's kind of tilted. I was not a big fan of that. Kind of looks silly. Koozie Kitty, you like the theory that Jar Jar was supposed to be evil. I did too, and it would have explained a lot. But I liked that he was just an unwitting pawn in the Emperor's plan. That's fine. Like I said, if they had toned him down, didn't make him so slapstick. It was the slapstick aspect of it. And like I said, and I think that Gungan battle just was horrid. Um, eh, you know, it was what it was. But I will agree. Last Jedi, I need to watch it again. So when I do, and I'll try to do it before the end of the year, because there's a lot of other stuff I want to see, and we'll see if that changes my mind. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. Who cares? It's just, I want to say it's just a movie, but Professor hates when people say that because, and it truly is so much more. You'd like Calgary, but don't expect many people to live there anymore after such shenanigans with the prime minister and oil. Uh, yeah, I heard something about that. But like I said, being in America, we have our own issues with our own government. Um, Trump kind of, I will say, I hope he didn't get kicked out because it's bloody entertaining to see him just do battle with the Democrats. I am neither. Well, I am registered as one, but intellectually, I'm very much a libertarian, independent kind of guy. I believe what I believe. I think what I think. Some of it's conservative, some of it's liberal. I am my own person. Thank you. Yeah, Jar Jar was a Sith Lord in disguise. Maybe. Darth Jar Jar. I've seen some fan art like that, and it is funny. Uh, let me check. I can, I when I get on here, I always look at the YouTube chat because I like it better. It's easier to control. I'm able to read it better, so I have to keep going back to see if any pops in on StreamYard on to StreamYard to see if they want to come in. Lightsaber fight in episode 1 of Star Wars was pretty awesome. You have to admit that. Yeah, I'll admit it. I'll admit that in a minute. It was a great fight. It just wasn't enough to tilt the scales. Like I said, you have to have my brain. Sometimes it is a it's a burden to have my brain because do look I do look more positively towards things. I try to maintain a positive attitude. I go in hoping for the best. Um, some people go in expecting the worst. I'm not like that. I used to be like that, and it was very tiring. Very, people didn't like being around me. And then, about 15, 20, well, no, it was more than that. 20 some years ago, I just kind of switched, and I just became a good, yay, nice guy, love everything. Mecha Random 42, she reported on an article over the new Chucky movie, and it had a phone in the article, and CBS copyrighted her over it. Yeah, I am not savvy enough yet with the YouTube stuff to know how to not get things done. I mean, for God's sake, when I did my weapons thing, I used PowerPoint because I know how to use it and I'm able to do it. I mean, it's not pretty and it's very basic, but you know what? I got the point across. Someone asked me if I was going to do blasters and energy weapons. Um, kind of starting to think about that in the brain, in the old brain box. Um, YouTube Harpy, Mecha Random 42. She's awesome. I do like her. CW's Batwoman plans to ruin Hush. You know what? I'm not giving Batwoman two thoughts. I could care less. It debuted fine, which, I'm sure there are a lot of people that were kind of curious. We'll see how it holds up. Seeing a lot of images with the crossover. That looks good. If anything, if anything else that comes out of the crossover, we're getting the images of Brandon Ralph in that outfit, the Kingdom Come outfit, which if we can't have him in the classic outfit, that works for me. It really, really I just love it every time they show it on there. Make sure you watch What You Say, Al. Don't want you to get canceled. Who's going to cancel me? You're proud because, whoa, okay, who's a proud conservative? Sorry, I missed that. Melissa Harris. You're a proud conservative, a Republican, and a Trump supporter. Great. I will say I do lean more conservative. I'm very conservative in a lot of things. I don't know if you want me to get into much here, but oh well, you're getting ready to go, so I'll save that for another time. Some of my views, like I said, I'm an open book. If anybody ever wants to know anything and ask me about it, I'll try to be diplomatic about it, but I usually end up telling you pretty much what I think. And being a Trump supporter, I support Trump in the fact that he's our president, duly elected, and he should be respected. You know what? 4 years, you got a chance, kick him out. That's God bless America. That's what it's all about. People didn't like Obama. People didn't like Bush. People didn't like Clinton. You're going to find people that don't like somebody. The fight scene with Darth Maul was the only thing. Yeah, Darth Maul was a cool character. But yeah, Melissa Harris. Yeah, have a good night. It was great having you come in. See if anybody's in. Nope, nobody's waiting. It's just me, guys. Sorry. Uh, just little me, but I like talking. So, uh, Stephen Cruz is here. I didn't see Stephen Cruz pop in. Hey, guys, how you doing? Got 7 people in here. Yes, not bad. Chrissy Katie's very independent and tends to vote third party. I've voted third party because I like, I vote for who I like to, what I like, who says what I want to hear. What are my favorite ships? Ooh, yeah. I was thinking about doing a thing one day with that. Um, my favorite ship of all time is TOS Enterprise. That is the starship that I was raised on. I teethed my sci-fi molars on when I was growing up. So very much like TOS Enterprise. I like the Millennium Falcon, although when you really get down to it, I love the design of the Tantive 4, the Rebel blockade runner, the first ship you ever see in Episode 4, New Hope. I love that design. It was supposed to be the Falcon, one of the initial designs, sort of with little tweaks here and there in the front end. But I like that one, and I love the Y-wing fighter. The Y-wing's my favorite fighter or bomber, whatever you want to call it. Uh, Star Wars, okay, those are my favorites. And Star Wars, like I said, Star Trek is the original. Enterprise, I do like the refit Enterprise. Uh, I liked Enterprise C. We never really got a chance to see it that much. Um, what are some other ships I like? Oh, gee, Firefly. Gotta miss Firefly. That's a ship that kind of was ugly pretty. It was the girl that, and I kind of had a feeling that this is how Mal felt about his ship. She wasn't the prettiest girl at the dance, but she was the best dancer and the girl you figured you really wanted to go home with. I know that sounds funny, but that's just how I think. Um, Let me try to get back on track here. Again, make sure you tread lightly on the internet. I do. I don't say anything that's out of out of kilter. I don't think. No more than anybody else. Oh my God, some of the people that come on these things and the things they say, I wouldn't think of saying in a million years. But everybody has their opinion, and they're darn welcome to it. I would never stop a person from believing what they really wanted to believe, but they better not hurt anybody in the process. Uh, the proverbial, I met Patrick. Was it Patrick Henry? I may not agree with what you believe, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. Something like that. I know I'm getting it wrong, but I believe in that. Yeah, crazy. You vote for who makes sense. And listener, I looked at some of the fight scenes from Batwoman. It was pretty embarrassing. I still say Power Rangers does better fight scenes than any other CW show can produce. Power Rangers have had some good stuff, good choreography, but then again, they're in Japan and they are all about the martial arts choreography in Japan, so it's going to look good. But I think a lot of the show, I think some of the CW shows have some good stuff. Flash premiered last night. I was just to see what was going to happen there. I almost forgot it was on, but I enjoyed it. They're setting up the season, already setting up Crisis on Infinite Earths because the monitor popped in at the end, and the Flash is supposed to die in December, so we'll see what happens. Uh, it's supposed to be something he can't get out of it, but he will. Muhammad, what are my favorite drinks? Are you talking alcoholic or regular? I don't drink a lot of alcohol, much or much at all. Uh, uh, what I drink regularly is peach tea, Crystal Light. I drink Diet Mountain Dew. Those are my normal go-tos. Crystal Light lemonade. Uh, a little harder, I would go Woodpecker cider, which is a sweet cider. Uh, I like a port wine. I like a sweeter dessert wine. If you go into drinks, I've always been a fan. I'm kind of like the Big Lebowski. I kind of dig the White Russian. I got into that one. You know, that was like one of the first quote unquote alcoholic drinks I ever tried, and I kind of dug it. You kind of stick with it. Um, yeah, October's okay. I don't know. I don't have cable. Chrissy doesn't have cable or TV of any kind, but Superman told me all about Batwoman. Yeah, I have just no interest in it. Like I said, CW set up a woman power block, and it's not about women; it's how they promote it. Um, I'll watch a show about women all day long. I watch that show called Mom now. And it's it's all women basically, and I enjoy it, but it's not they don't try to make it some liberal soapbox. Stevie Cruz. Oh, okay. Superman and Wonder Woman are the prof's heroes. Who are yours? Uh, Batman, especially Adam West Batman. He was a hero growing up. I was really big into Spider Man. I watched the Spider Man cartoon religiously when I was young. Uh, I like Superman a lot because I used to watch the George Reeves show, and it got into and then Superman 79 came out, and I was all about that. So, but yeah, Batman was my superhero growing up. I like a lot of them, like I said, but if I DC with DC, it would be Batman. Marvel, it would be Spider Man. Um, Maybe a little different now because of the way people have been portrayed uh, since then, but I'll stick to that. Bud Light Platinum. Could use a good beer now. I've never been a big beer drinker, but if I do drink a beer, I usually stick with Samuel Adams, the just the basic Boston Lager. I'm not. I've just never been heavy into beer. I like a sweet. I like something on the sweeter side. Uh, like I said, got a wine. Remember when they used to have wine coolers all over the place? That was like the hip thing. I used to like that. It was kind of soda pop with a kick. Uh, Owen Lister, Arrow has the better action scenes compared to the other CW shows, but still pale in comparison to the Power Rangers. Always have their choreography. Uh, I'm going to miss Arrow when it goes. I think it's time. I'm glad they're going out on their own as opposed to getting so bad they're just finally, chopped from the network. Uh, Mohammed, you have a channel recommendation. Brandon Tenold and his series Brandon's Cult Movie Reviews. I think I've seen that. I think I've seen some of his stuff. It sounds familiar. Cult movie reviews. That phrase sounds familiar to me. Um, yeah, Batwoman costume it does look horrid. God, yeah. And I'll be the first to say Ruby Rose I think is a beautiful woman. I know Professor doesn't like her. That's fine. But I think she's kind of on the hot side. But like I said, I just don't. I can like what's on the outside, but just don't like what's on the inside. Uh, I'll be the first. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm going to open a can of worms here a little bit. Brie Larson. I don't think Brie Larson's that bad of a looking woman, though her attitude has really knocked a lot of the shine off of that statue. So, um, like I said, you can have an ugly girl with a great attitude and a beautiful girl with a horrid attitude, and it won't take long until the ugly girl looks better than the beautiful girl. Uh, I remember that well. I learned that lesson in college. That there was this like kind of a geeky, not a geeky kind of girl, but very plain. And I got to know her, and just I was like, one day I looked at her, I'm like, damn, when did she get hot? Yeah, bad. Yeah, okay. Is it bad? A little white girl I love, Storm in the X-Men cartoon? No, Storm's a great character. I think Storm's an awesome character. It's nothing bad at all. I mean, you should be able to like who you like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, Mohammed. All I've ever drunk was vodka, and that was my first time this year. So I have no clue what beer tastes like. I'll give it a shot. Like I said, my recommendation would be Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Your as far as your basic beer that you would find almost anywhere, or at least anywhere here. I live in a very um, drinking drinky kind of county in Maryland. I think for a time there was more bars per capita than anywhere else in the country for a while in my county. Like there was tons of bars, a lot of closed since then. Um, if I didn't know who Brie Larson was, I'd give her refills on Danny Juice. Uh, yeah, I mean, she's not a bad looking woman. Yeah, she's like I said, there's not a lot of butt there. Um, but when it's just now, you just see that smirk, and you just want to, it's just done her in. I saw someone was like, "Was I a big guy, big man, and big? Was I a big player in college?" That's a funny. That's a funny story. Actually, no, but my roommate was the big player on campus with the women. So I got to be very popular with the girls at college by default because I was Bob's roommate. And that's how most of it, I was like, oh, that's Al. That's Bob's roommate. And they knew me, said hi. I remember I was walking down with my D&D friends, you know, just a bunch of nerds. And these two girls, I still remember their names. They were Susu. It was Susu and Kelly, who are the two most beautiful girls on campus, in my estimation. And they like, oh, hi Al, how you doing? I'm like, oh, hi Susu, hi Kelly. Are we going to see you tonight? It's like, yeah, I'll be in there. I got to be studying. Okay, we'll see you later. And my friends looked at me like I was a god. And I was like, yeah, it's just Susu, Kelly. They dropped by, but they dropped by for Bob. But I was kind of like the cuddly teddy bear guy. And you know what? I can live with that. uh, what's wrong? Okay, yeah, Keith says, what's wrong with me? I'm talking merely 100% physical. And yes, the bloom is off the rose as far as the physicality of her because of her attitude. But I'm saying if you could wipe your mind of the attitude, and I can kind of almost do it, there was an attractive woman there, but she is not an attractive woman with that attitude. She is horrendous. Yeah, or that's just it. It's that self-important look that she has on her face. The I am better than you and whatever else. Oh God, Professor Geek's on here. Are you in the chat? Are you waiting in the StreamYard? No. I sent a link. If you wanted to join in. Uh tell us your stripper stories. Which ones? I have several. We'll stay up for another day. I have a few. I have a few here and there. I mean, for God's sake, 54 years old. I've been around. Um, I wish I had some better stories from out west, but I only know them through the internet, unfortunately. Uh, that's a sitcom right there, Bob's Roommate. Yeah, it could be. Uh, it was fun. I like Bob. It was only, I think it was just for a half a year. And but he was a fun guy. I was an incoming freshman, and he was a third semester senior. He just had to finish up 2 classes, and so I kind of, that's how I got pseudo popular with the girls. I'm not going to say I was popular with the girls in any other way. I wish I was. Prof is going to tear you a new one for now after the Larson comment. I'll defend you. Thank you, Muhammad. um, Vodka, yeah, yeah. You got to mix it with OJ or cranberry juice. I'd go OJ with vodka. That would be my way of doing it. Cranberry juice, kind of, I don't know. I always think that always seemed to be the drink the strippers always got when you go to buy them a drink. They got cranberry juice and vodka. Um, Tell us the raunchiest stripper story. I'll say you know what? I'm going to save that because I'm not going to be on here much longer. Uh, and I don't want to get off too much off kilter. Yeah, I'll save them for Valentine's Day. My Valentine's Day and my stripper stories. They're not as great. They're not as raunchy. Well, there's the one. But well, there was that. Never mind. I'll go over that another day. Um, Mohammed, I'm proud to say though that I'm great at holding my liquor for a newbie. Drank nearly the whole bottle. I wouldn't do that if I were you. That will catch up with you. Bree is an airhead. Yes, she is. Bree is an airhead. I completely agree. Uh, Alcohol is overrated. I believe so too. Don't get involved with it. Just unwanted advice. Professor Geek is lurking, you pervert. Yep. Troy is checking in. Hey Troy, how you be doing? Glad you showed up to say hi. I'm not gonna be on too much longer. Just I got on because I was watching Jaws and it was a quiet night. I'd usually be watching Big Bang Theory and going on my Kindle. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get on and say hi to people. Uh, I'm a freak. Well, yeah, no, I've had my times. If you go to the strip club enough times and don't have a good story, you did it wrong. Yeah, coward, maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of a coward. Not sure how much I want to put out there just yet. Mohammed, I was born in a Muslim community, so I've been pretty conditioned to not like it. And if I became an alcoholic, I would probably lose everything. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Um, I was raised around my uncles were fierce beer drinkers and everything else. I mean, they drank a lot. And they were the kind of guy who like, hey, come here, come here, I'll try this, and I'm like 10. Have some beer, they were like that. But I just never really liked the taste of it. And so I just really never got into it. And now that I'm on enough medications to put down a good sized horse, I don't think it's a good idea to be too much of a drinker. But the doctor says I can do it once in a while, so there is that. What's going on with Professor Geek? Oh yeah, Crazy Kitty. Seems like Big Bang Theory ruined nerd culture by being so popular. I don't think they ruined nerd culture. I think a lot of people might want to think that. I enjoyed that show from the first time I watched it to when the last episode aired, and I still can't get enough of the repeats. Um, they were like friends. I mean, those are the kind of friends I had. Of course, not someone like Sheldon, but I mean, I knew a Leonard. Not a physics guy, but a biology guy. And I remember hearing a lot of those conversations and thinking, I've had that discussion. I remember sitting there when they were talking about the problem with Back to the Future and how Biff wouldn't go back to the future so that Doc and Marty would get the machine again. I had that conversation literally like 20 years ago, and it was hysterical that when they said that, because I had that and I pissed my friend off because he thought Back to the Future was the three movies were the most perfect time. They're the most perfect time travel movies ever. There's not a problem in the one thing. And I thought, well, if he was Back to the Future, how was he able to go back to the same future? And he couldn't take it. He got pissed off and ran away. Daniel Heron, you're Catholic, but grew up in a dry county. Just never needed it. If it makes sense, nothing wrong with moderation, but it has ruined many people's lives. You're right, but everything in moderation. And unfortunately, some people are, I think, do have a genetic predisposition. Uh, I don't think I do because like my mother never drank. My mother never drank coffee. Oh, well, speaking of coffee, go with Lister. I don't even drink coffee, mostly because I drank bad coffee at my church when I was a kid and never touched the stuff again. Um, yeah, I've never been a coffee drinker. I like the smell of coffee, and I think I would like good coffee if I actually tried it again. I just don't have a coffee setup, to have coffee. But I know who's a big coffee guy is the Fan Man. Fan Man loves his coffee. And I worked in like I said, Borders for a while. I never did learn to use the espresso machine very fluently. I know that's not the right word, but um, I never really got the knack of the espresso machine. But I go back, I was like, yeah, I kind of wish I had, and I kind of wish I'd tried a few drinks here and there. I might think differently of them, but yeah, some people just yeah, they get their coffee, they get to the point where they need that too. That could mess with people. Because Kitty, I love Big Bang Theory, but the forum non-nerds loved it too, and now they're trying to tell us what it means to be a nerd. I know, I hate that. It's like I was a nerd. I was a nerd before being a nerd was cool. Couldn't get into Big Bang, says Casey Scott, but there's a lot of popular things I can't get into. That's true. You know, some things I never really got into, and some people thought I was crazy for not liking certain shows or whatever. Muhammad, I got asked by a lady in LA if I wanted to do it for money, of course. I declined her really fast. Sad part is, I think she was a porn star I've seen before. Super awkward. Were you in LA? You were in LA when this happened? Now, see, that's an interesting story. Um, it, yeah, your ADHD and yeah, prone to addiction. Never had illegal drugs or drank a lot before, so I don't know. But yeah, yeah, to yeah, do it for money. I actually, of course, I've talked about it before. The ladies, some of the ladies I know out west are, you know, basically now just via message board. But I've met one, and I have an email for another one, like private email. But I'm actually okay with that aspect, which is weird considering my Catholic upbringing. But I am also, like I said, very personal freedom kind of guy. And I think whatever happens between two people and whatever is charged between two people is up to them. I just think doing it in a safe, legal, and regulated way is the best way to do it. Nevada does that, so I applaud Nevada for their for their choice in letting that happen. Crazy Kitty loves coffee. Yeah, functions off of coffee. Some people do. Some people. I knew someone who could not get going in the morning until they had that coffee. I mean, literally, I've seen them go a couple hours without coffee, and they looked exactly like they did when they woke up and acted that way. But when they got the coffee, they were a boom. Um, oh, and Lister, if I ever decide to drink coffee, it'll be real coffee, not soy boy latte. You're right. A good cup of Joe. Coffee, a little sweetener, some real cream. That's the way to do it. Stephen, I don't think LA ladies can handle the cruise missile. What the hell? Uh, oh, it was for an Avengers premiere. Sweet. I wish I did. Kind of like you said, it was a porn star. I wish I knew who, because there are a few porn stars that I kind of, they'd be on my radar. Um, I know a few. There's one actually, funny thing. One of my favorites is currently working at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch in Carson City, Nevada. I saw her name pop up on the board, and I'm like, holy crap! I was like, damn my legs. Uh, Valentine's Day is pretty much expensive gifts for booty, so yeah. Now, Valentine's Day should be for the woman you love, and you should have no expectations beyond giving the love of your life at that current time, anyway, a gift or a good night home. They had a bisexual strip party. Cute. I make my own coffee at home. Don't buy it in the store. So, Chrissy, what do you use? Do you have like a espresso machine, Keurig thing? Wonder what your setup is. Do you have a French press? I thought that if I ever go anyway, I don't know. I might go Keurig because it seems like it's more. I don't know. You get more variety that way, but it sounds like it'd be expensive. And those little cups, Jesus. The stream's definitely not PG rated. No, I'd say PG 13. I don't think I've gone too far. She was maybe 29. I envy you, Muhammad. I will say I've been propositioned by some of the strippers that were in. We had two strip clubs in my area that I went to a few times. It's not like I would go every like week or two, but like the odd 3-4 times a year maybe kind of thing. But I was propositioned a couple times. I never took anybody up on it because it was illegal. But I will say I look back and there was one I was really tempted to. I used to have a Keurig, but it broke, so back to regular coffee maker. Yeah, they say coffee maker doesn't make the best coffee, like a regular, Joe average coffee maker. Um, I know it's handy, uh, but I know fresh. I know a lot of people will swear by a French press, and some people swear by the good old percolator. Uh, she was cute though. Yeah, yeah. Well, pretty much. Valentine's Day is a scam. Turns it into second Halloween, and I'll like that. Hey, it's worth a try. So get it started. Start the hashtag, the Valentine Halloween. Super Cruise did go hard at the strippers like you went at the guy with the glaive. um, yeah, never that hard. Yeah, I wish of the film that I was able to show. Like I said, I of course did as a highlight clip for me. So it was some of my better moments. I've had my moments where I got my butt handed to me plenty of times. And there are also some great ones that I wish I had a video of. Like when I actually spun a guy. I missed him. I swung at him. He ducked it, but I kept going and went 360 and hit him about 3 times harder than I would have hit him in the first place, and literally turned him from vertical to horizontal. And then he hit the ground. It was awesome. I felt so bad. Valentine's Day never felt like a real holiday to you. I tell you one thing, I've never really felt like for for a few years here and there, uh, I had one. I've had one major relationship and a couple of sort ofs here and there, but yeah, I mean, it was never a big thing. Yeah, you'd go out to dinner, give some flowers, something like that. I think the biggest thing I ever no, that was a birthday when I did the roses. Never mind. I was going to say when I did the roses, that was big, but no, that was a birthday. Dozen roses. I was a sweetheart. Um, it's about the coffee beans you use and how you make it. That's true, but I hear it's also about like the temperature of the water as well, and the type of water. If you have like a heavy mineralized water or good clear distilled or something like that. I don't know. There are a lot of coffee snobs out there. I'm not a coffee snob, so I really can't comment much more on that except for stuff I've heard. Uh, seems like a day for you to waste money. I'll spend the money on myself like a new game. Yeah, you know, if it's Valentine's Day and you're not with anybody, basically, spend a little cash on yourself. Same thing with Christmas. I am already making a list for myself for Christmas. I'm going to spend, how much should I spend? 50 or 100? Should I spend $100 on stuff for me for Christmas? Because I know for sure I'll get something I like. I have actually gotten something for me, wrapped it, forgot about it, and was shocked on Christmas morning when I opened it. It was a Medieval Babes CD. I had forgotten I had bought it and wrapped it for myself. So that was cool. Sometimes having a weird brain helps. You have a Brita. Oh, okay, yeah. You you could go into a ton of coffee making details. I'll bet you could. uh, is there a way to tell the King Arthur legend as a superhero story? Okay, have any of you ever heard of Camelot 3000? It's not a superhero thing, but it's an Arthurian inspired future um, thing. I love that story. I read that story right after I read Watchmen, and I was so glad that there was another graphic novel that I was able to enjoy because a lot of people said, Watchmen, there's nothing else better. And that's true. For me, I don't know of any singular book that's as epic as that. A lot of people would disagree, but you know what? Life is the way we are doing it. But yeah, Camelot 3000. Arthur, who said the legend was that one day he would return and save Britain, and during an alien invasion, Arthur rises and gets Excalibur, and has to protect England, and in doing so, the world. And but it's a great story because, and then the knights are reincarnated, Gawain, Percival, Galahad, and of course each one has like a different thing. Like Percival comes back as a female, which was kind of a punishment for something that he did when he was Percival in the time. But it's a great story. Camelot 3000. I forget the authors and the artists. But last time I ever checked on it, I'm sure you get a copy somewhere, Amazon or something. Highly recommend it. Oh, you do know the story. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Um, but yeah, you could do. I mean, you could do it. I'm sure somebody could. Sit down and think about it. Uh, a Highlander style story for King Arthur. Uh, that could work. Has anybody ever read? I think it's I. Okay, I want to say Robert Silverberg, The Last Defender of Camelot. If anyone's ever read that, it's a short story, and it was also done. I don't know if it was done on Amazing Stories or Twilight Zone or something, but it was filmed where Merlin cast a spell as everything was going down, as all the bad stuff was going down when Arthur died. He cast a spell and gave Lancelot immortality. And so he was still walking the earth, and then something happens. But it's a great story. I think it's Robert Silverberg. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but it's The Last Defender of Camelot. Really fun story. Really good one. Highly suggest it. But he's kind of, like I said, Lancelot becomes immortal, and then they go to the present day, and then you find, you know, Morgan Le Fay is still alive, and I don't give anything more away. So, computer robots. I think the Professor Geek should tell us about the awful dates in the past and what went wrong. Well, Professor Geek's not here. This is my stream. um, but it does sound like he's going to be doing his stream tonight, playing games. Should I drink coffee now? I kind of want some, maybe tea. Go for it. It's up to you, dude. It's your life, not mine. I don't know. We're gonna have to ask him to find out. Are you talking about the professor's dating life? Muhammad. Ooh, wow. That is a very personal question. When was my first kiss? Okay, I'm going to give two answers because sometimes a kiss is more than a kiss. My first kiss, I was 5 or 6, and I was playing house with a family friend, and she and I, did just a little smack on the lips, kind of, daddy mommy thing as we were playing house. And fun fact, I still know her to this day. And the joke between us is, yep, she's my first kiss. My first kiss that knocked my socks off was I'll say it was freshman year college. I'm not going to say her name, but she, to this day, I have never been kissed like that. She is the kiss by which all other kisses will be judged and none have lived up to. Perfect amount of softness, perfect amount of tongue, perfect timing, perfect action. We were in sync. Oh my God. Whew. Muhammad making me bring back the memories. Yes. Okay, yeah, talking to each other. Savior Cruz, what actress makes me moist? God, so many do, and so many odd. I know you guys want me to say Betty White, but that's just funny stuff. Am I talking about Mara Jade? No, Mara Jade and I are 2,500 miles apart, so there is that. But yeah, what actress would I really go for now? That's man. I don't have anybody like. No one's like batting it out of the park right now with me. They're all kind of There's a lot of them kind of in a traffic jam. I still have a thing for Gillian Anderson. Uh, she's still gorgeous in my book. I have liked her ever since episode 1 of the X-Files. Something about her, it's that kind of a woman's always fascinated me. And I'm not going to say specifically it's Gillian Anderson, but I'm going to say Scully. I kind of like Scully, but Gillian Anderson too. But Gillian Anderson's high. I still dig Emily Bett Ricard's Felicity. I know a lot of people don't like her, but she does float my boat. Wow, I have to go back. I don't really think about it because a lot of them are a lot of beautiful actresses out there. Uh, but yeah, I mean, like I said, if I was given a choice, I would take Gillian Anderson any day. Uh, Here's an idea: King Arthur and Robin Hood, I think Robin Hood crossover. It hasn't been done yet. Um, okay, Owen Lister, kind of got you on this one, sort of, but it's a very small sort of. If you have ever seen Robin of Sherwood, the BBC series, Robin Hood comes across uh, the guy who is protecting the Round Table, and is even asked to be kind of the next Arthurian knight kind of thing. I can't remember the exact story, but he had to choose between going the Arthurian way or sticking with Herne the Hunter, and he stuck with Herne the Hunter. And but they kind of had a crossover there. But you're right; it would be an interesting crossover. The timelines are off. King Arthur is mid, mid mid millennium, early millennium of the first millennium, and Robin Hood was during the time of King Richard and King John. Am I talking about Martin? No, I wasn't talking about Martin Jade. What movie crossover is what I want to cut? Whoa, things jumping. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Casey Scott. What movie crossover would I want to see? Huh. Huh. What movie crossover would I want to see? Oh, I don't know. Uh, uh, yeah, well, crossing over universes is always weird. How about X Files Independence Day? I don't know. That could be interesting. Um, that's what I've got to give a long thought to. Um, Crizzy, oh, you're 34 and still haven't been kissed yet. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are literally in the real life Sleepless in Seattle. I don't know. I actually haven't talked to her in a while. I'm hoping I'm not in the proverbial doghouse. Ancient Chinese proverb says, "No distance is further than the distance between two hearts." Wow, that makes a lot more sense for Doctor Who as well. But you Skype, yeah, yeah. We use Skype. We used to talk a lot. Ever since school started, scheduling's kind of gotten weird. Um, Casey's your first kiss, you can't really remember it. I'm sad. Like I said, I remember mine. Bridget Satterley. Who is okay? Bridget. I got to look up Bridget Satterley here. I got to see who um, Muhammad's crush is. If my cursor would cooperate. Who is Bridget Satterley? There's a lot of, there are a lot of beautiful actresses out there. Um, I'm sure I could find dozens to damn, son. Good choice. What's she in? Where have I seen her before? Is she an actor or but yeah, oh yeah. Good, yeah. Works. Works for me, Muhammad. Good, good choice there, son. Thought you'd say Godzilla Pacific Rim. Oh yeah. Godzilla Pacific Rim. That'd be a great crossover. Like I said, just I got to think about it. I just didn't think about it. Um, I still have not seen the second Pacific Rim. I know I'm not missing as much. The first one is damn near perfect. I just wish it were a little brighter because it's real dark, which is actually probably a good choice to make. It doesn't look so bad. And then you see the new ones that are in the light, and it just doesn't look right. Um, Yeah, Godzilla Pacific Rim. I don't think they could do. I don't know. I like what they're doing. I like the monster universe they're creating with the kaiju universe with Kong and Godzilla. I'm really looking forward to seeing that show. I would hate to see either one of them lose that fight. I just, I mean, you'd have to put your money on Godzilla because he's just bigger. But Kong got as fast, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. Uh, Bomb stop money. Oh, jeez. Stephen Cruz, you never fail to surprise. Crazy Kitty, you have extreme social anxiety, so I don't even meet or date. Been on 2 dates in your whole life. Well, I'm sorry. If I knew you, I'd ask you out. Hell, why not? But you probably wouldn't go out with me. I know. You would just cast me aside. Uh, yeah, no woman is just a model. So, Professor's still lurking around in here. Um, but yeah, Bridget Satterley, very nice indeed. Um, look to the Friday and Saturday chats and rewatches. Speaking of rewatch, right now, so I'm gonna get ready to get off here because I know the professor will want to go on soon and do his gaming stream. And this Saturday, in late morning or noonish, all depends on how I'm running. I'm going to do a rewatch. Not sure of the movie yet. I'll decide tomorrow, and I'll post it. Uh, I don't know whether to go funny or serious. Um, Thinking about possibly The Witch or The Vivitch, as I like to say. I could go classic, the 31 Dracula or Frankenstein. I could go something really kooky like Phantom of the Paradise, which I don't know how hard that would be to find. Right now, I'm thinking the Witch might be a good choice if I decide to go serious because it's on Netflix. But there's a few other options that I might pull out if I could find a good free source for it and able to do it. I'll do it then, and I'll sit there and watch a film. And if oh, would Mara be upset? Well, if I took you out, she might be, but you know what? Maybe she would appreciate me more. I'm just kidding around. Uh, but okay, Troy for me, it was a wedding when I was 10. I think she was the flower girl. What? Oh, real kiss. Oh yeah, first kisses. Yeah, nothing like a first kiss. Like I said, there's two different kisses. There's the first little kiss you have like when you're a kid and you're like just joking around and little peck. And then there's that first kiss where, you know, Viva la France happens and it just keeps going. And I don't, wow, just still the best I've ever had. I never replicated, never duplicated. Bubba Hotep, yeah, Casey Scott, I can't find a downloadable copy of Bubba Hotep. Or at least one that I'm able to download. I can find it, but if I do the stream, I need to find something that I can watch as a download because the StreamYard just takes so much. As I said, juice, as some people say, as I like to say, and it skips a lot. So I was trying to find a downloadable version. I found some streaming versions, but just not able to download it. And I'll keep trying. If I get a copy of Bubba Hotep, I'll watch Bubba Hotep on Saturday. If not, I'll keep trying until I'll just keep trying. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, right now the witch is in contention. the Vivitch. It's a very, very moody movie, very dark, very, kind of very cool, tense kind of movie. Um, Owen Lister's never kissed a girl at all. Wow. Sorry. Uh, Never gotten a peck on the cheek or anything. Oh, geez. Wow. People are. You weren't there for the last stream, Stephen Cruz, and I had my Brett Michaels bandana ready. Yeah, but yeah. Well, let me go ahead and start wrapping up here. Let me get a few last little things to see what people are saying. Still okay. So yeah, Stephen Cruz, Professor Geek is going to wants that $10. Give your Wi-Fi some juice, make it pump some iron. I wish I could. Uh, that's cool. Sharpest professors on YouTube. Yeah, professors getting love even in my stream. Just popping in. Uh, but yeah, so that's all for tonight. I'm glad. Hey, I have 11 people here. I think that's about the most I've ever had. You just all DR. I'm sorry, you just came in too late. I want to give the professor time to stop trolling me and start getting his own stream ready. And I'm going to watch the last part of Jaws uh, for the umpteenth time. Hooper's just getting in the cage, so the good stuff's about to happen. Thanks, Mohammed. Only eight thumbs up. I'm only seeing. Oh, no, here you go. 9. Hey, 9 for 11 people. I'm happy with that. I can live with that. Uh, and yes, Professor Geek, you can. Ooh, 11 thumbs up. 11 people watching. Maximum Overdrive. Oh, that was a good film too. With the big Green Goblin truck. Anybody remember seeing that? Oh God, that movie was bizarre. Um, keep going. I can't. I'm getting tired. It's time for bed. Or and actually, not really. It's just time to kind of chill out and give the professor his game stream time. Once again, thanks for joining me. Wait a minute. Why are there 7 thumbs up? I got 12 thumbs up on mine. How could it be 12? But maybe people come and go, leave a thing, leave, come back. I don't know. I'm just oh, and I gave myself one. So yeah. Nepotism. Is it nepotism if it's yourself or just narcissism? I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But thanks, guys. Thanks for being here and let me ramble, let me rant, talking to me, chatting. I'm gonna try to do this at least once a week or so. We'll see. I'm going to be trying to work on another video if I can get over the sheer PTSD of having CBS come at me like that. And but take care, enjoy, and Professor Geek, start the game. Start your gaming stream soon. I don't know if I'll be on there, but I might stop by. Who knows? Take care, everyone. Big Al is out. Take care.